Well, some people think it's risky that in Sims 2 we decided to go to black and white and stick figures, but we thought it just gives the player more room for imagination, and we kind of hope that some people will get crayons and start drawing on the TV screen.
The first thing you'll notice playing The Sims 2 is that the visual quality is just so much better than it was in Sims 1. You know, lighting, there's weather, reflective effects.
The environment is a full 3D world.
We've got foundations and decks now, which means that instead of having this really interesting topology and then having to make a flat space to build on, you can just, drag stuff out and build it. You can make that Hollywood house on the hill. You can make the house in the canyon.
You can do much more interesting structures. You're not limited to the same 2 floors. You can do much more, hillside developments.
Fences and real roofs and diagonal doors and windows, which sound mundane, but it's a huge new thing.
And all of a sudden, the world seems dramatically more colorful, more rich.
It makes it a much more compelling experience because you just feel so connected to what's on the screen and it feels so real.
Moki hokey.
To me, the most exciting part of The Sims 2 is how much we're putting into the Sims themselves.
One of the new features of Sims 2 is this very dynamic Create a Sim, where you're actually going in and choosing the genetic attributes of your Sim.
When I was a kid, I don't know if anybody remembers, but there was a moment in time where wings were just all the rage. And so I got my hair cut in wings, and they were these really kind of horrific bangs that stood out like that. I then decided that I would perm these and ended up looking a little bit like a helicopter. My mom then tried to cut them to make this better. It just kept getting worse. I ended up looking as if I had this sort of starting of a mullet hairdo. And I don't think I lived that one down for a little while.
What would I change about my face in Create a Sim? Let's see. First of all, I think I would make my cheeks a little less long, and then I would give myself a little bit more of a chin, and I think I would also like to give myself some eyelids.
You could give one of your children brown eyes.
And I could give one of my kids brown eyes because I got gypped in.
I started The Sims in '93. I started a long, long time ago and worked on it kind of in the background for many years. But 2 years previous, in 1991, our home burned down in the Oakland Hills fire, and we lost everything. I got out with a few pictures, and that was it. So from square one, we had to kind of build our lives back up. We had to go, kind of buy a house, then buy furniture, buy clothes, buy buy a new car, all the stuff that had burned up in the fire. And it was interesting just kind of looking at the order in which, we acquired things. Step 1, new underwear, toothbrush. Step 2, maybe some new pants and shirts. And then, step 3, rent a hotel room, and kind of building your life back up, and getting a sense of the materialistic basis, and which things are really important in a minute-to-minute basis. At the same time, we got out of the fire safely, and my daughter was elsewhere, and she was safe, and we realized how meaningless these material things were relative to our safety. And so that was just, very interesting, that whole process that happened, a couple years before I started.